How cool is this? I have this beautiful spot all to myself right now, and I feel like it's a good time to make a video on solo female travel in Puerto Viejo. So I have about like 5 main tips that will help you plan your trip to be as epic and adventurous and fun as it is safe and responsible. So let's get into it. Getting out of the sun a little bit so I don't have to squint at you the whole time, but the first tip I have is choosing your accommodation. My recommendation is going to be Le Chameleon Hotel because I had such a great experience there. Now, why I recommend this is it's just far enough out of like the main town area to be away from some of the riffraff and the noise and the party central vibe, which usually when something's really party central, it comes with like problem central, right? So it's just enough away from that to be quieter and a little more peaceful and a little safer. But close enough that you can get there every day if you want. You can walk there, you can ride a bike, so you still have access to all that stuff. And the other main reason why I think it's great for solo travelers is because they offer like all these free classes with your stay, and there's a common area for mingling. So if you do want to make a balance of being on your own but meeting people and mingling a little, and you don't want that extreme isolation of solo travel, that's a great spot because you can just take some of the classes, start talking to people, start meeting people, start playing volleyball on the beach with people, and get that social interaction as well. So I have felt like while I've stayed at Le Chameleon, it's the best of both worlds. And another thing with staying at Le Chameleon, like you have like a secure, safe area to stay. There's lots of cameras everywhere, lots of staff everywhere, and then you have a safe in your room as well to lock away your valuables. So it's just like a nice, secure, safe place, but also super fun. Like I had the best time there. And I saw sloths every day on the property. 100% recommend it. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out and have some more information. I've got a full review on that one as well. So the next tip is about getting around when you're by yourself in Puerto Viejo. So you can walk pretty easily around town and around the area. I've been walking pretty much everywhere, slaying the step game at the moment. But yeah, you can walk around. You can also get taxis fairly easily, and it's also a great spot to just rent a bike and then bicycle around everywhere. So you have a few of those options. The only thing I would say is don't just jump in like random taxis that you don't know. I would get a number from the hotel, somebody reputable that they recommend, and then go with that taxi driver and contact them instead of just getting in random taxi drivers from town, because I have read there's been some problems with that thing specifically for like females. So I would just go with a reputable taxi driver. And you'll see a lot of other women walking and cycling by themselves as well, so that's good. My other tip when it comes to getting around is don't be walking around by yourself at night. The latest I walked was I think like 4 or 5 p.m. I was walking back from town, and there were some characters out. Like it started getting a little bit hooligan-like and a little bit that sixth sense of not the safest. So I would just say keep your walking alone for the day and then use the taxis in the evenings. So my next tip is about dining when you're traveling solo in Puerto Viejo. Very easy to do, probably one of the coolest places you can be eating at a restaurant by yourself here, because everything has such a casual, very laid-back atmosphere. It's not super fancy or romantic, like coupley. So you can pretty much just go anywhere, sit at the bar if you're a little uncomfortable, or get a table. But it's such a casual atmosphere, and there are a lot of other people on their own, so it's not like you stand out like in some other destinations. I definitely want to recommend you eat all the food because it's so good here. Just try everything, drink everything, eat all the food. It's been so delicious. I don't think I've had any bad food here yet. Okay, let's talk money for when you're planning your trip to Costa Rica. Now, first thing is you can pay with card at a lot of places. So if you're out at a restaurant or something, you can just pay with card, or if you're shopping. You are going to want some cash out though for tipping your guides and any smaller businesses or smaller side of the road stalls. Like if you're, wanting a coconut or a bag of fruit or something off the side of the road, you're definitely going to want cash, and then in as small change as possible for those types of things. One thing is pretty much everywhere accepts US dollars, so you can just get some cash out from your local ATM before you even visit in American dollars, and that will serve you for, depending on how long you're visiting, a good chunk of your trip. But you don't need to get your entire amount in cash because, like I said, you can use card. And when you pay in US dollars, if you pay in cash, you'll pay in your American dollars, and then they'll give you the change in the Costa Rican colon. And this is what it looks like. It does say mil. It doesn't mean million. I got that wrong and it was highly embarrassing. But this is what it looks like. There are ATMs here all around, and you just have to go into the building, use an official bank one and go into the building to use it for the best, the most safe ATM experience. Next tip I have is about what to wear, how to dress. You don't really have a strict dress code or anything to follow when you're here. There'll be people cycling up and down just in a bikini top, so it's pretty laid back. I would just say keep in mind it's also very, very hot, so you're going to want to be dressing for the heat. Keep the fabric light and breathable, but other than that there's no like real dress code that you need to worry about. And one thing that's handy with solo female travel everywhere is just the less you stand out and the less attention you bring to yourself, the less hassle you get. So if you keep that in mind when you're planning what to wear, if you're new to solo travel and don't really want to have too much hassle, there is a little bit of catcalling I've noticed, but that's really the worst I've experienced. So yeah, it might happen no matter what, but yeah, if you can sort of bring as little attention to yourself as possible, you will have a more peaceful time. And my last tip is just to prepare for the elements. Like, there is that level of responsibility you have to take for yourself as a solo female traveler, because nobody's there to help you out, nobody's there to take up the slack if you start feeling down because of the weather or the elements in any way. So preparing yourself for the elements. It's super hot and humid, so hydration is probably your #1 priority while you're here. Make sure you're eating enough to be able to absorb what you need from the water and drinking a ton of water. If you want to pack some electrolyte, you can get the little packets of crystals. That's probably a good place to do it so you're not cramping up or anything. Otherwise, I've been also eating a lot of bananas to help make sure I don't cramp up when I'm out and about. But yeah, making sure you stay hydrated is probably the #1 thing, because you're just sweating non-stop from the time you wake up, pretty much. Another thing is there's a lot of bugs, so bring some bug spray, like a good one with some DEET in it, just to help reduce the amount of bug bites you're gonna get. You're probably gonna get them no matter what, but they'll keep that to a minimum. And just wearing lightweight, breathable clothing is gonna be a big help for your skin, and then also to make sure you don't get hit by the heat too much. And since you're gonna be out in the sun all day, the sun is really bright here, some sunscreen or sun protection is gonna be really important. And then when you're swimming, if you are going swimming in the beach by yourself, I'm here in May. Is it May? I'm losing track of time. Yes, it's early May, and there's been like strong riptides every day. So just like if you're in doubt on how safe the water is that day, just don't go out, don't risk it, because they do have some pretty strong currents. Or just stay in the really shallow areas. So yeah, just taking those little precautions to protect yourself against the elements while you're here, and it'll help keep your days adventurous, but then avoid the weather showing you who's boss. That's it for today. Hopefully these tips help you plan an amazing, epic time in Puerto Viejo. I've had the most wonderful time. I don't want to go home. But that's it for now. If you like this video, please don't forget to tell YouTube you like the video by hitting the thumbs up button so they show it to more travelers, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. Other than that, from this beautiful, beautiful spot here, I will see you next time. Bye!